Yes, yes, yes. The moment we've all been waiting for. Monday morning. Let me fix my hoodie. Ask Me Anything, episode 123 deep. It is 9:34 a.m. in Belgium. A little health update. I'll be seeing my surgeon in about 5 hours. He'll be checking on the infection on my chin. Finally, I already had a great morning workout. Got a great pump. You can go check out the footage of my morning workout on my YouTube story. And we already have 5 people, man. Welcome. Welcome, dear strangers. State your name, state your claim. The Wounded Viking is here. It's not going to be a long session as I have a client from the UK in 1 hour and a half, and I still got to have breakfast. I did a fasted workout because I absolutely pigged out yesterday. Had a bunch of my mom's lasagna, apple pie. I went crazy. I'm trying to gain size. I don't want to say I'm bulking because I don't really do that anymore, but I'm definitely in a gaining phase where I'm consuming a lot of calories. And because of that, when I eat a lot, the next day I like to just skip breakfast and go straight to working out. That way, all the food that I took in can go straight into my workout. The thing about because I prefer working out in the morning. Why do I do that? Because I just feel like life can get in the way. When when you hold off your workout until the end of the day, it's just so many things can happen and get into your head. If you're a sensitive person like me, I take in a lot of stuff. I internalize a lot of stuff. Um, you find it's hard for me to really kill my workouts when I got stuff on my mind. So that's why I like to do it in the beginning of the day because that's always like the moment of the day when you're the most clear. How do you deal with guys that are major jerks and assholes? Andrew. I'll answer that in a bit. First, Syrup, did Truly pay you for that video they made on you? First of all, Truly didn't make shit. I filmed that whole video myself. So normally what Truly does, so for those who don't know context, Truly is a massive channel with like 5 million subs. And they did a video on me. Normally they send over a camera crew and they come film you and easy peasy. Um, but I had to do it myself. I had to film everything myself, make everything myself because of the corona. They did pay me, but it wasn't much. I had like 7 days of work, a lot of work on it, and but again, I'm grateful for the opportunity as they obviously got me out there and they promoted me. Even though they didn't even put my YouTube channel or anything in the description box, which was weird to me, but fuck it, it is what it is. Andrew, how do I deal with guys that are jerks and assholes? I don't really deal with them. I don't really deal with assholes, man. I just I don't like if that happens. If I encounter a major jerk or asshole, I'm just gonna basically remove myself. When I was younger, I would be prone to fighting, aggression. I would be very quick to basically, yeah, confront someone. But you don't really gain anything by that. It's exhausting, and it can fuck up your day. Like, let's say you go outside, someone does something or says something you don't like, you proceed to confront them, turn to aggression or whatever. You're not gonna feel good the rest of the day, regardless of the outcome. You're gonna feel agitated. You're gonna be like, it's not the way. Violence is not the way. So I just let it be, walk away. That's what it is. Julie, do you do Wim Hof's breathing? I don't. I'm aware of him, but I don't exercise it. I did do yoga this morning, though, if that counts. There's just many, many different ways, Julie. many different routes to take when it comes to just being healthy and conscious and all those things. Saurabh, can you tell people first impressions of you? Yeah, for sure. That's easy. It's easy to read people's. Um, that's why they say, the eyes are the window to the soul, because in the eyes you can see the truth. You can see what they're really thinking. The eyes normally don't lie. Um, but yeah, I can feel the vibe when I meet someone. I know pretty damn quickly what's up. I know pretty quickly what's going on. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so I always like to work out in the morning. That's just the best start to the day. That's my habit. Testosterone also peaks for men between 6 in the morning and 9. So how do you manage long-term goals? Very good question. It's it's hard. It's hard to manage long-term goals. I manage long-term goals by taking short-term action. I try not to think too much ahead, as it can sometimes stifle you, cripple you. So what I always try to do is I try to do as much as I can in terms of taking actual action in terms of for what I'm trying to do on the short term. I feel like I completely messed up that sentence. So what I'm trying to say is I definitely have long-term goals, but I prefer to focus on short, medium term, and then see where we go from there, because things just kind of happen all the time with life. It's hard to say, I'm going to do this and this and this, because things happen and then new opportunities come. And I also don't like to live too far ahead into the future. I always talk about how tomorrow does not exist. It's kind of like this. I know a lot of people, ambitious people, very hardworking people, they're just constantly focused on the next phase, on the next achievement, and they're just never happy. Like, they're never, not to say that happiness is the great, the purpose of everything, but they're just never in a place where they're ever content. It's always about what's next, what's next, what's next. And if you're always living for what's next, are you really living? It just feels more like, you know, the video gamification of society, where it's just like next level, next level, next level. It's not going to stop. There's never going to be a point if you adopt that mentality, um, and that's why I'm grateful for my cancer, in a sense, because cancer taught me to be grateful to be able to walk around my garden again. I couldn't walk for the longest time. I couldn't drink or eat for the longest time. Cancer made me realize, holy shit, I should not take this for granted. And then just like, I would say that's the biggest change that cancer has inflicted on me. My ability to really be able to enjoy the moment and not constantly be bothered about what's next. That's one of the biggest things I would say. Yeah. We don't have a lot of people this morning, do we? That's okay. That's okay. I know it's Monday. What's up, Edmund? How you doing? Speaking of long-term goals, if anyone in here is trying to map out a plan to change their life, to turn things around, if you are looking to lose weight or learn about self-love, if you want to transform your reality, get out of a toxic relationship, or overcome a depression, you're always free to work with me. You can hire me. That's what I do basically full time. I work with my clients. I do video calls. This is my email address, Lorenz. I am Lorenz. Pleased to meet you. Lorenz.Dries@gmail.com. That's my email address. I don't know why I put Dries and com in caps. And send me an email, and we can start doing this on a private basis. How about addiction? How do you manage addiction? When I feel, because I'm no better than you. Like, I definitely have things that I can get addicted to. Whenever I feel like I've become addicted to something, I challenge myself. I basically want to like tell myself, okay, let's see how strong this addiction is, and then just I quit cold turkey, just to prove to myself If there would ever be a time where I'm no longer able to quit something called turkey, then I would know that I am basically not the man I thought I was, and I have fallen to addiction. But that's how I manage it. So when I'm indulging and doing something too much, I quit. Boom, over, done, and then we take it from there. That's basically that's the idea. What's up, Maya Lynn? Haven't seen you in a minute. Maya, 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 how you been? Where you been hanging out? Also, guys, if you have addiction, don't be scared to get help. Don't be scared to reach out. Check yourself into rehab, whatever it takes. Why did you change your name, and why is it no longer what it was? Jan. So I just outgrew my last name. So for those who don't know, my last name was Benzo, Benzo, and I just didn't I didn't vibe with it anymore. You know, I just didn't feel like that was me anymore. I feel like Benzo comes across very like it it's just the word in itself entails quite macho type energy. It's very like gymmy when I'm not really trying to be the gym guy, even though I do love working out. That's not what my content is really about. Um, Not to mention that the benzo drug, people kept asking me, why have you named yourself after a benzo, after a drug? I'm like, I didn't even know what that was when I got that nickname back in college 10 years ago. And I just didn't feel. I would even like meet people in real life, and then they would ask me like, "What's your YouTube name?" I would be like, "Benzo," and yeah, you know what I mean. Like, I didn't. I just got tired of it. I didn't like it. It didn't feel like it was me anymore. I'm turning 33 in less than 2 weeks, so I'm not Benzo anymore. So I just wanted to come up with something that was a little bit more philosophical, a little bit more spiritual, something that spoke more to the fantasy, to the mind, and something that would have like a double meaning. So people always told me, "You look like a wounded Viking. You look like a Viking that came home from the battlefield." And I like that idea because I always talk about transforming reality. I always talk about creating your own reality, transforming the way you think, and basically just having your own little world inside your head without getting too crazy. And I did that. I had to reinvent myself after my cancer. I really looked at the drawing board and said, "What can I do?" Okay, if I grow out my hair, all right, if I work on my physique, if I do this, if I do that, I can look badass. I can make the scar look cool. And that's what I did with the whole Wounded Viking persona. And I felt like not only do I look like a Wounded Viking, but it's also about being a warrior that's wounded. I'm wounded, mentally and physically. So that's why I rolled with that. So yeah, that's my answer. Julie, don't apologize for having many questions. I like this. Ask me anything. You can ask me anything. How about lust towards girls? How do you stop that? Lusting towards girls, I would stop that by just first of all, stop watching porn because porn definitely makes you like more prone to think in that direction. It's really like people always talk about no fap. I say no porn is better than no fap. I don't think there's anything wrong with masturbation. I think porn is a way bigger issue. It's poison. Um, and then also on social media, stop following uh, these typical models because they're just like you're constantly being pulled into a certain direction. If you're looking at big booties all day, yeah, you're gonna start sexualizing women, and you're gonna walk around like a horny dog looking at women's asses all day. So that's what I would do. Maya Lynn, schoolwork, damn. Tests day, huh? Stars, what's poppin'? I'm at the office. I got a meeting in 14. Just wanted to say hello. What's up, buddy? How's my jaw? So as you can tell, the infection is still there. I've been off the antibiotics for 2 days now, so let's see what happens. I'm actually seeing my surgeon in a couple of hours, finally. And Yeah, he's gonna tell me where to take it from here, and let's see what happens. It's been causing me a lot of stress. Like, it's really been stressing me out. Like when I have issues with my jaw, when there's infections, when it's not stable. You guys have to understand. I already went through an entire process of losing a jaw by it getting infected, by it opening up, getting holes everywhere, and it slowly but surely started shrinking away. Like I saw that happen. I saw an entire body part just disappear by the day in front of me. And for sure, that left me a little bit traumatized. And that's why I'm still scared that it'll happen now, even though it's unlikely. But yeah, that freaks me out. But I'm seeing him today, so we're all good. What's your favorite way to spend free time? I never play games, man. I really don't vibe with video games because I just feel like life is a way better video game. Like I don't care how nice the graphics are. When I'm holding the controller, I just feel like, what am I doing? Like, why am I living through a TV screen? It doesn't make sense. I would much rather go in the real world. And that's what I do in my free time. I spend a lot of time in nature. I hike almost every day. Literally every day. I'm out there hiking for 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, 2 hours. Sometimes I'll do two hikes in a day. I go running. Just spending time in nature is one of my favorite things. My parents have a big backyard. I literally will go and sit there and watch the birds. I did that yesterday. Um, so hiking, um, lifting weights, obviously every day. Writing in my book, and just like having chilling with friends, basically. Thanks, stars. Can you recommend any book? I have ADHD, which causes. Well, Chirac, you gotta read the Power of Now, man. The Power of Now. It should be. I can't believe people still haven't read that book. Like some people still haven't. The Power of Now and The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Chirac. Check out those two books. Do you follow Stoicism? I'm new to that. It's something like every moment that passes belongs to death. Yeah, I've been deep into Stoicism. I'm a big fan of it. Absolutely. I did a whole video on that about Marcus Aurelius, his best quotes, and how I applied it to my own life. Stoicism is great. I can highly recommend it. To step away from constantly being overly emotional and just focusing on reality instead of always like freaking out. I live next to the Belgian border, and the beer is insanely good. That's what we do, man. Beer and chocolate, we got the best. I do not have any pets. I know that's not a question, but I feel strongly that it needs to be said. Also, looking good after the surgery. Thank you, man. I'm very happy with how my contour has improved. Like, I really feel like my face is a lot fuller. It's only going to get better, though. So, you see, I'm happy with this. It was never been this full before. I'm very happy with this. And let's see where we can take it, man. I always joke that on my 40s, in my 40, I'm going to look better than Brad Pitt. At this rate, I'm only going up, man. My physique is getting better, my face is getting better, and I'm documenting it all through YouTube. That was always my thing, I'm gonna document this. Louis, you look a lot better and healthy and happy. Thank you, Louis or Louis. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm in a good flow. I feel very motivated. I have a lot of clients I'm working with. I'm really starting to take it to the next level. And I feel like good things are coming. I have a TV show I did for Spanish television, and that'll be airing soon. And just yeah, I got a lot of stuff that I'm sorry guys, that I'm trying to work on. I feel like I've definitely have found my groove a lot more. You're very eloquent. What do you think? Is it easier to live with a disease, all you can see, and be that more prone to receiving help and affection than live with one people that can't see and live in the dark? Yeah, this is honestly, I think it's easier to live with a disease that people can see. So one of my best friends, right? We both had cancer. He had colon cancer. Long story short, I'm not gonna get into details, but he below his navel, his belly button, nothing works anymore. All right, so I think he can walk, but anything else just doesn't function. Um, he looks perfectly fine. Like he could be sitting right next to me, and you would not know he has anything wrong with him. I look like I have gone through hell and back, and I look like Freddy Krueger's love child with Frankenstein's monster. I'm exaggerating, but you get my drift. So people can instantly tell that something happened to me. Ironically, I can do whatever I want and everything works. Like I thank you, Shirak. Appreciate that, man. Thank you for the donation. So I look wounded, I look scarred, and I am, but I'm still bench pressing 110 kgs. I'm still, doing 20 pull-ups easy. I'm still running 6 kilometers, in the woods, 10 kilometers per hour. Like I'm in great shape. I'm playing basketball. I'm in better shape than most of my friends my age. Like the majority of them, I'm in better shape than. So I'm not trying to drag. What I'm saying is I'm actually living a very good life, even though it's hard for me to eat. I can't eat well because I don't have bottom teeth. But aside from that, like I'm all good. Whereas he is suffering every day, and everyone would think that he's better off than me. So I would prefer a disease that all can see. Thank you, brother. I'm gonna study now. Go for it, Julie. Go kill it. Hey, Shirak, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you supporting the channel. If anyone else wants to support the channel, you're always welcome. You can either do so by the super chat button, which is a dollar sign below the chat box, or you can use PayPal. This is my PayPal ID. It's my email. Now, if you're trying to work with me, if you want to hire me as your coach, if you want to do this one-on-one multiple times a week, so twice a week, 2 video calls, plus texting and audio messages daily, where we talk every day, you can send me an email right there, Lorenz, that's me, .dries, that's my last name, @gmail.com. I'm still taking on new clients. I still have open slots. I'm busting my ass and I'm loving it. So if you feel like you want to turn your life around this summer, if you want to take it to the next level and change everything, and you need someone to basically tell you what to do, I am your guy. What's up, Nabin? How do you think I should go about learning Dutch? 2 things. You should get Duolingo, so that's this Duolingo, and you should probably start talking to a girl that only speaks Dutch and doesn't speak English. The best way to learn a language is by basically having a partner or like dating someone or trying to date someone that doesn't speak English or your native language. That way, you'll be very motivated to actually learn and to please hug me. All right, man. You'll get a virtual hug. There you go. But yeah, Atlantic Roy. If you want to learn Dutch, also watch Dutch shows. There are no girls here who only speak Dutch. Well, then you should um, watch English shows with Dutch subtitles. So you hear the English words, but you put the Dutch subtitles beneath them in Dutch clearly. That's a good way, like watching shows with Dutch subtitles. Are you in high risk category infected with corona because you had cancer? I don't even know. Many people have asked me. I can't even answer that question. I really don't know. Thank you, Atlantic Roy. Coming up with good ideas is what I do. But yeah, I haven't had corona. I haven't had COVID. I've been a good boy. I've been isolating. Marlon, Viking, I found out the hard way. Having an illness that others cannot see is very harsh, as they will not believe until such illness nearly kills you and does damage. Exactly. It's really true. It's sad that it's really true. If you have something that people don't see, then it's tough. It's really tough. It's really rough. It's because people just don't take it serious unless you look fucked up. Sad but true. Word to Metallica. All right, guys, let's keep the questions coming. Also, if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, it doesn't cost you a single penny to hit that thumb. So go for it. Don't hold back. Help your boy out. I've been busting my ass with these streams, man, and we're not gonna slow down. We're only gonna pick it up. What's up, Melissa? How you doing? How do I gain self-confidence? Because I have none. Oh man, that's a question I get asked so many times, and the people who watch these streams a lot, they must have heard it so many times. I'll keep it short, okay? By the way, thank you, Melissa. Shout out to Paraguay. That's an awesome country. I should visit it sometime. Basically, man, I always talk about how self confidence is a myth. People are just better at faking it than you are, all right? What you're doing is the reason you have no self confidence is because you're walking around grading people and grading yourself. So you have this little internal social ladder system scale in your mind, and you basically put a bunch of people above you. That's why you don't have confidence. Now, what you need to understand is that if you don't start acting as if you're confident, you're never gonna have confidence. Confidence comes from people basically telling you you're awesome, right? People telling you you're good at something. And that's never going to happen if you're already like past your teenage years or anything like that and you're not good at something particularly. So you need to basically start walking the walk and talking the talk, even if you might not feel that way. I had to do the same thing. I had to weaponize my confidence. I had to really start acting as if I loved myself and I was confident because then people started treating me as such. Reality is perception. What that means is if it walks like a duck, if it talks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck, right? Even though it's not a duck, doesn't matter. So if you act confident, if you learn, there's techniques for this. You know, obviously I'm going over it very roughly now, like trying to like keep it short, but you have to just learn how to be perceived as confident. In return, people will treat you as a confident person. In return, you will actually become confident. It's like this positive snowball effect. 4 a.m., Melissa, damn. I was born with a sunlight allergy. Only until it took my right eye did they stop with the dumb jokes. Damn, man, sunlight allergy. Jesus, that's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Come to Paraguay. Well, one day, maybe. What do they speak in Paraguay? Spanish, right? Let me see. Yeah, it's in South America. Why do no one ever talks about Paraguay? Paraguay is a landlocked country between Argentina, Brazil, and Bolivia, home to large swaths of swampland, subtropical forest, and chaco. Sounds like it's a big jungle, huh? That's crazy, right? Paraguay is generally a safe country, though it has its many dangers in the form of petty crime, violent crime, smuggling, money laundering. Yeah, sounds about right. Nothing too crazy. Melissa, why is Paraguay overlooked? ¿Por qué la gente no quiere visitar Paraguay? Porque la verdad es que no es mucho que encuentro a alguien de Paraguay o la gente habla de Paraguay. La gente siempre habla de Brasil, de Colombia, de Perú, de Argentina. I wonder. You ever wonder about that, guys? Like certain countries are so popular and hyped, and then you have these other countries that people just don't really talk about. I think Belgium is one of those countries as well. I've never heard someone say like, "I want to go to Belgium." It feels more like a transit country. People go through us to go from Germany to France. Spanish and Guarini. Okay. We got 18 people. Don't be shy. Ask me your questions, and I shall respond. Already 30 minutes in. Damn, man. Time flies when you're having fun. I'm also very happy to announce that I bought a new camera. It's on the way. We're going to have a more professional setup with better camera quality and ever. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm very excited about that. Yeah, I'm going to redo my whole studio basically. I'm going to be doing all my videos from there. No, it's no jungle that is safer than other countries in South America. Okay, I didn't know that. Probably because there's less tourism, right? Usually that means it's safer because tourists they bring crime with them. No answer? What do you mean? Chinny J, you didn't ask me anything. Marlon, thank you, man. Tell us about the TV show you did, the Spanish TV show. It's called Taboos, so this is the name, Taboos. It's actually a Catalan production. Catalan is like a part of Spain, Catalonia. They have their own little language, but they're still technically Spanish, even though they're trying to separate from the country. So I did a show called Taboos. I recorded it last summer in August, and it's going to be airing in a couple of weeks. Very excited about it, and I'll be sharing some footage of that with you guys. It was entirely in Spanish, so I had to do everything in Spanish, which was a challenge, but vale, I think I did a good job. Victoria, what's your favorite meal? Probably my mom's lasagna. Yeah, my mom's lasagna, home cooked. Elisa, no habla mucho de Paraguay porque en la dictadura el dictador Stroessner hizo todo lo que pudo para que nadie sepa qué pasa en Paraguay, tortura, and other things. Ask if you don't understand. No, I get you. So he wants nobody to know what happens in Paraguay. Got it. You're welcome, man. Later saying thank you. I missed the part where I did something special. Paraguay has a football team. That's the only thing I know. All right, guys, let's get some more questions before I wrap this one up. I'm not gonna make this one too long since I still have to have breakfast and then I'll have a client all within the next 55 minutes. And I like to take my time when I'm eating breakfast. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, hit the thumb up. Also, if you are trying to turn your life around, if you're trying to overcome addiction and basically reinvent yourself, lose weight, get rid of your toxic friends and situation, move to a different country, relocate and start a new career, all that stuff. This is my email. You can hire me to do private coaching where we talk through video calls. And I'm going to tell you what to do. Lorenz.reese@gmail.com. How do you deal with depression? I mean, I don't really get depressed a lot. I just, for me, it's just always rational thinking. That's why I'm a big fan of Stoicism, like I mentioned before. I just look at it like, even when I'm depressed, like I will allow myself to be depressed. I will listen to sad music. I will listen to Whitney Houston. I will wallow in it for a while. I'm not always focused on on getting out of it or getting better. Like, no, like allow yourself to feel bad for a certain time, but then you got to come up with a plan. At a certain point, you got to get your shit together and bounce back, because the fact of the matter is, you can be depressed your entire life. The world is going to keep spinning. Like, no one really gives a fuck about your depression. Nobody cares. So I feel like a lot of people are just like depressed, like they check out and they're waiting for something to change, as if the universe will say, okay, you have suffered now for a decade, so now I'm going to give you something better. Like, no, if you don't change your life, no one will do it for you. Not the universe, not your friends, not your new partner, nobody. So I just, I'm too focused on trying to live, trying to maximize the time I have on this planet. So for me to ever get depressed. ¿En qué trabajas? Eso, aquí trabajo con clientes, hago coaching para tener más confianza y para mejorar su realidad. Es la mayoría de lo que hago. A lot of Germans in Paraguay. That's crazy, right? All those Germans that went there after the World War. They all went to South America, man. Crazy. Pero ya, si todavía me llamas como antes, ya nada me parece interesante. Yo sé que en el amor soy un farsante. Norland, my only problem is a friend that is killing himself with alcohol. Watching someone commit suicide while kicking and screaming about it, not sure how to help him. Honestly, man, you can tell him once, you can tell him twice. I wouldn't tell him a third time. If people are dead set on killing themselves or drinking themselves to death, what can you do? What can you do? You can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped. Marlon, you have to look after yourself first, my man. You cannot pick other people up if you're not flying high yourself. You have to be like the eagle, man, high in the sky, supervising. Pick and choose who you will come back and reach for. But you can't save the world. And if he's trying to kill himself by drinking, let it be, just let it be. Nice singing. Thank you, Jacob. I'm a grade A shower singer. I used to make music. I told you guys. I put on a bunch of songs before that I used to make on here. They're quite ridiculous, but it is what it is. I'm very excited with the direction that the channel has been taken lately. Like, I am just way more happy with this like live format than I am with making videos and editing them. It's just so crazy how you can make really nice, great content going live instead of having to make a fucking podcast, prepare everything, all this hardware, and then you have to spend hours and hours and hours to fucking edit it. It's terrible, man. Thumbnail, all this nonsense. It just takes away the joy from creating when you have to spend so much time like in the editing, editing room. He's now lying to himself and all those around him. He's now yellow and spent 40 plus in a coma from drinking, but he went back a 60 day later. Jacob, my favorite meal, like I said, my mom's lasagna, but I'll give you another favorite meal of mine. Avocado toast, eggs sunny side up. I'm literally getting hungry as I speak about that. My friend made some homemade bread the other day. He baked a homemade bread, sourdough. I'm gonna eat that like literally in 5 minutes. What else do I like to eat, man? Thai food. I love Indian food, tikka masala, butter, chicken. Mwah. Any variation of rice with chicken. Mind you, guys, I don't have bottom teeth, so I need soft food. So I'm a big pasta guy. I love chicken with rice, so I love the Indian cuisine. Do you like po? That's a Thai dish, right? I don't know the names that well. I usually get like a yellow curry, red curry, masaman. What do you call that? Forgot the names. Haven't been in a restaurant for so long. Marlon, I am right. Respect his choice. Vietnamese. Victoria, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like Vietnamese that much. I feel like Vietnamese is heavily overrated. I love Thai. I love Chinese food if it's a good place. There's also a lot of really bad Chinese food, but if it's a good Chinese food, it's good. I love sushi. But I don't like anything else from the Japanese cuisine, and I don't really like Vietnamese. I feel like Vietnamese, they deep fry too many things, like all these deep fried little things, and it's a little bit greasy. Whereas Thai is not that greasy; it's more healthy. That's my opinion. Hala Hamid, what is your dream vacation? Honestly, well, I guess a road trip through South America and America. Just a big truck and just go from place to place, visiting different people. How do you restore dignity after repeated humiliating situations? By making sure that you are no longer going to put yourself in similar situations in the future. So if a very critical component is the people to make sure that you just never encounter them again and move into a different place. Like sometimes people talk about they're getting pointed at or getting shouted at, and I'm telling them like that doesn't happen everywhere. Like I'm telling you right now, that might happen in fucking England, places like that, or in I just said England, but there's a bunch of places where that might go down. But for example, if you move to Barcelona, you're not going to get bullied for your looks. That's just one example. But Ireland, no one's going to talk about your looks. So I would just really like height 347. Consider geographical relocation if it's really an issue with the people and the culture. If that is not the issue, change your circle, cut the grass and see the snakes coming. So make sure that you get rid of the toxic friends who humiliate. And then thirdly, recreate yourself, like make yourself into a different person so that, you're stronger. Find ways to find the most comfortable form that you're comfortable with, like that gives you the most confidence. Melissa, I like sukiyaki. Don't you know that? Okay, your chin looks better today. Thank you. It's 1 a.m. Go to bed. Prayers for continued healing. Thank you, Rebecca. I really appreciate that. Have a beautiful night rest. Sleep tight, my friend. Yeah, Heiter, if you could give me some examples of exactly what the repeated humiliating situation entailed, that would be helpful. I think it's the imperfections people have that make us better. Would suck very well the same. For me, it's just like I just don't. Even with the way I look or whatever, I'm very happy with how I look. Just never look at someone else and go, "Damn, I wish him." Maybe I'm a narcissist, man. Maybe I'm just the reason I'm able to cope so well with my situations because I'm a sociopath narcissist who just loves himself beyond measure. But I just I'm good, man. I'm good the way I am. I'm happy with how I turned out. I look at myself, I see my scar. Of course, I don't always like it. When I'm feeling pretty good, I'm like, dude, I look like a superhero. I don't give a fuck. Like, so what? You want to be the 50,000 like guy with black hair and the Drake beard, and you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some people that just look the same. Like they're literally like they were printed in the same 3D printer. Like they just rolled out the same batch. No one looks like me. I never met someone that even resembles me. So shit, that's cool. Like you're not gonna remember you're not gonna forget my face. You know who I am. What more can you ask for? And then especially if you combine with a bomb physique, that's awesome. Why do you think people of Barcelona treat scared people pretty well? You scar people. Barcelona is a freaky city. Barcelona is a place of refuge for freaky people, hippies, homeless people who are just freaky. Even the locals who have money and were perfectly fine, they dress like they're homeless. Everyone is tied up, crazy things, all that stuff, like circus. So no one is ever going to look at Barcelona and be like, "Oh, you're freaky." Like, no one gives a fuck. That's what I love about the city. What I hate about the city is that it's been infested with rats and cockroaches in the shape of so-called human beings who rob you. So many little pickpocketers and rats, and that's why I got sick of Barcelona. Like you no longer really have the peace. In Barcelona, you cannot go to the park and lay down and take a nap, like literally, because you'll wake up and your shit will be gone. Like I'm not kidding, and that just sucks. Like you can't even sit down on a bench. Well, I don't even know why I'm talking about sleeping. You can't even sit down on a bench and just look around and look to the sky, and like before you know it, your bag will be gone, And that's something like after a few times, you're just like, fuck this shit, man. Peace of mind is something really, really important. I learned it's more important what someone has inside. Happy people, not pretty people, from me at least. For sure. At the end of the day, we're all gonna grow old and gray and wrinkly. None of this is gonna last. So it is more important what someone has inside. I totally agree. Guys, why do I feel like our morning lives are always the best? It's just so nice to have these mellow morning lives. I also feel like my best content in terms of the way I think, and yeah. I wonder how many people watch these when later and are still here when I'm saying this in minute 46. Comment below if you're watching this like after the live has already gone down and you're still listening. That would be cool. All right, guys, listen, on that note, I'm going to leave you all with it one more time. If you want to hire me and do this in person privately, my email is lorenz.reeds@gmail.com. And just send me an email. Tell me what's wrong, and we can talk about it and come up with a plan. I'm good at coming up with plans. That's what I have. That's what I tend to do. Marlon, pickpockets can be amusing. Take one old wallet, put one bill and a sticky knife strapped on the side. Yeah, man, Marlon, I get you. Like, that's cool. Like, for example, sure, if you say one day, I'm gonna do that and it's gonna be fun, yeah, I totally get it. Like, it's fun. The problem is that's only fun when you feel like playing, right? You feel like having some fun with the pickpockets and ha ha ha, he. Cool. 2 days later, you got shit to do, right? You got a meeting. So you're hopping on the metro to get to where you have the meeting, and you are checking your phone on the metro to see the exact location where you have to go because you're thinking of the meeting. You're not spending your entire time and energy and focus on scanning the perimeter, right? So you're on your phone. The metro stops at a stop that you don't have to get off. Okay, cool. Doors open, right? You're on your phone. Then teet, 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 teet. The doors start closing. And before you know it, somebody literally grabs your phone out of your hands and jumps through the doors right as they close, so you can't do shit and you start moving. That's it. Phone gone. Can't go to the meeting anymore. Can't contact anyone. You'll be spending the next 3 days trying to find ways to communicate to people that your phone has been stolen. My point is that, like, if that happens to you one time, that will fuck up your life for a minute, and you can bounce back from that one time, maybe twice. Third time, you're like, why am I here? Why am I putting myself in a geographical location where I'm sharing a tram or a bus with thieves who are on their job 24/7. They don't stop. Just because it's a holiday or there's a party or Barcelona won the Champions League, they don't stop. And that's the thing about Barcelona, where it's like you're just in the jungle 24/7. It doesn't stop. The city doesn't turn off. Like, the minute you walk outside, you have to be in defense mode. It sounds fucking crazy, guys, but it's true. Like, you just have to be like, book on. I got PTSD from living in Barcelona. I can't sit down in Barcelona in a terrace chair that is not with its back against a wall in a corner. I have to be able to see everyone coming at all times because I'm fucking paranoid for people robbing and shit. So that's my point, Marlon. Like, I get you. It's fun. You could make a hell of a YouTube video about that, but at the end of the day, man, how do you think the armed robbery in Colombia affected you mentally long term? Stars on Mars. I never think about that. I really don't think that the armed robbery in Colombia really messed me up. It did give me a short-term trauma when I was there, Like it made me very scared for like a good, I want to say month. And even after that, I was still super paranoid. Yeah. I hadn't experienced something like that. Was really crazy to overcome. And I'm very proud that I didn't go home after that. Like everyone was telling me like, come home, get the fuck out of there. And I was like, but why? I'm here now. Why should I run? You know, they already got me, so fuck it. And yeah, but that was crazy, man. That was a wake up call. I was out in Medellin, man, thinking shit was sweet. They got me. All right, guys, I'm out. Thank you for being here. I love you all. Peace.